I'm going to build an automatic pork chop farm disguised as a pig pen because the only animal that we don't have a building for over in our industrial district is our piggies, who have just been hanging out over here next to the sheep farm. And with the recent update bringing some more pig variants, I figured we might as well go get the new pig variant to add to our pig pen, as well as both the cow variant and the chicken variant. First things first, we need to pick a location, and right behind our industrial district is an empty plot of land. Now, of course, the majority of this area is made up of sand, which means that we're going to have to put a little bit of work into this area to make it suitable for a pig pen to sit on. So with that, let's kick it off into a terraforming time lapse. I've been meaning to clean up this area behind the barn for a while now, so I took advantage of the opportunity and bulldozed all of the sand and started replacing it with grass blocks. To make this a little less overwhelming, I decided to make a bunch of little sections so that I could fill it in with the grass a little bit easier. After we had a completely flat grass surface for us to build on, the final step was to remove it again partially where the pig pen is going to be sitting. And I think for now I'm just going to leave all of this podzol right here, just because we're decorating with it a lot in this pig farm. So I'll see if it looks bad on the outside of the pig farm before I decide to remove it. And since we have all of the blocks cleared out that we need to, I think it's time that we start collecting some of the blocks so that we can start building this pig pen. I tried my best on this build to add some unique items that we don't usually use. I figured a pig pen would be super textured as a bunch of animals live in it, and for once we had almost everything that we needed already. I went around the island and pulled out all of my chests, the resources that we would need, and started crafting it into their respective items. The only things that I had to go adventuring for was some smooth stone and some black stone. And I realized something while I was collecting all of those resources, and that is that we still have this kind of makeshift sugarcane farm from the beginning of the island. And even though we made our post office a couple of episodes ago, I forgot to remove it. So let's go ahead and do that quickly and make this area look just a little bit more clean. And now 2.5 stacks of sugarcane later, we've got a nice flat area that isn't so much of an eyesore anymore. Now I just need to get rid of this portal one day. And while we're in the cleaning mood, I might as well chop down this tree as well, since I was just using it to collect some resources. Oh, and speaking of resources, looks like my automatic lead farm is still working. Can go ahead and add that into here, and then we can pick up all of our regular resources that we're going to be building this pig farm with, and of course shove all of the extras into the ender chest. That way we can carry just a little bit more. And if we go to sleep here really quick, we can start the new day by building the first half of our pig farm. And now that we're about halfway through decorating this pig pen, I'm actually super excited with how this has turned out. I don't typically do landscapes like this with my builds, so I tried really hard to integrate like a lot of scenery, some water, some carrots around here for the pigs to eat, and of course incorporating our classic spruce trees that are scattered all around the island. But before we can finish up the second half of this build and call this building complete, we need to take a good break and start working on our quality of life section for today's video. If you guys aren't familiar with the quality of life section of the video, essentially it is where I go back and fix something that I thought could be improved within the world, or do one of your guys' suggestions. Oh no. Don't kill the cow, please. I only have like 2 in there. This is not good. Don't shoot the cow. Don't shoot the cow. There we go. Oh no. Okay. We still have 2 cows in here. We are safe. Just gonna scoot you over there as I leave. Almost had an escape artist. And now we have yet another ominous banner to complete this side. Those guys show up way too much. And today's topic is actually suggested by quite a few of you guys in the comments, and that is to go back to the greenhouse build and try putting our mushrooms on some podzol rather than on the current grass blocks that they are on right now. So if we clear out some of these vines here, then we can also take out our dirt and replace it with some podzol blocks, just like that. And then if we give it a try with our mushrooms, there we go. And with the red ones, they work just as well on the other side. When I built this greenhouse in my creative testing world, it for some reason let me place the mushrooms on a regular grass block, but when I went to actually start building it in here, it for some reason wouldn't let me, and I couldn't figure out why. and you guys most definitely came to the rescue in the comments. And with some mushrooms finally in our greenhouse, I would say that is the quality of life section complete for today. So we might as well make our way back to our very simple pig pen over here and grab out all of our materials once again so that we can start building the second half of this pig pen. And really, this part's the pen, this part's the pig building. So second part of the pig building. And now that we have the entire outside of our pig pen completely built, I do have a couple of details that I wanted to add afterwards to make the whole thing come together. First off, we're going to need a lot of carrots, so I'm going to go ahead and clear out our carrot field next to the base. And of course, I'll replant them afterwards as well. And then we can bring all of these carrots that we just harvested back over to the pig pen, where we currently have 3 pigs up on the second floor. And I need just 1 more from both of you guys so that we have 2 to go into the pig breeder and then 2 to sit outside in the actual pig pen for some decoration. After all, what's the point of building a pig pen if there's no pigs in it? And since we now have enough pigs to go down into the pig pen, I'm going to go ahead and get ready. There's 2 already, and then we just need to put a fence right on top and they will stay in there while still being able to be accessed for us to give them carrots to breed. And now with the last 2 piggies, I just need to make a hole for them to go back down here. And if we give them a little bit of a push, hopefully that doesn't harm them too much, then we can fill back in the floor and then bring these guys through here. Oh, I realized a flaw in my design. Essentially, there are supposed to be adult pigs up there, and when you breed them, there's a baby pig. And that baby pig is small enough to get past this trapdoor right here, but the adults will stay at the top, ready to be bred. So because we accidentally put a baby pig in there, he made his way to the bottom. So basically, without boring you with the Minecraft mechanics, I need to get 1 more adult pig all the way up top. And to do that, I think I'm just going to make a staircase like we did before, and then lure one of our adult pigs over to the other adult pig, just so we have 2 of them outside. And now that we've got a baby pig and an adult pig, I just need to make sure that I take just 1 single adult up here so that we can put him into the farm. And then we just need to carefully remove this fence right here that's holding in the current pig, and then convince just 1 adult pig to go into the hole. So it's a good thing those 2 lost their interest. And then we can just scoot this guy into the hole, just like that. And now we should be able to put the fence right above, take out this block again, and now we have 2 adult pigs in there, which is exactly what we needed. And now all I'm going to do is first off get these 2 out of the building, because you guys are my outdoor pigs. So we can have them hang out down here, and then we can replace the wall and get rid of our makeshift staircase. And then I believe if we add a door back right here, then we are officially back to where we were before I realized that the pigs were messed up. So now we can get back to adding the details that I wanted to. First off, I'm going to head over to the lava farm, and it is already coming in handy because we need a total of 1 lava bucket from here. So if we go ahead and grab ourselves a bucket and grab ourselves a cauldron, that is technically all we need, but we might as well actually just sit here and grab all of the things that are currently full since we're here already. Then we can bring our lava bucket, and if I use my Silk Touch pickaxe on this glass right here, we can put our lava bucket inside of the dispenser, which is hooked up to this button. And essentially what that's doing is once that block is in place, every time we press this button, it will dispense some lava, which won't affect the adult pigs up here, and it also won't affect the baby pigs that land right here. But once the baby pigs grow up, they will burn in the lava, and in here we'll drop all of the pork chops. It's a pretty simple farm, which is why I just wanted a nice, cute, and detailed area for it to exist in. And now the last detail that I wanted to put together, we're going to grab a bunch of hay now, and of course, just like the carrots, replant the field, and then we can go ahead and craft all of that wheat into some hay bales. And since I don't currently need any of them, we can go ahead and throw all of these seeds into our auto composter. Then I can take all of that wheat and head back over towards the pig farm, where I want to use all of the hay bales to decorate this upper floor, as if this is where they keep all of the spare food in cold storage for the pigs to get to later. I think a couple of piles of hay bales in each corner should do. And just to make sure all of the baby piggies don't fall down while they're trying to grow up there so that we increase our population, I just made sure to flick down that trap door so that they can't make it through to the lava. And now all we need to do is go off and find all of the pig, chicken, and cow variants. To make that a little bit easier on us, I think I'm going to grab all of the leads that we own, some seeds to lure in the chickens, wheat to lure in the cows, and of course we still have our carrots to lure in the piggies. And then just to transport them a little easier, we'll also bring a couple of spruce boats for us to use. Now all of the new mob variants can be split into 2 categories. The first category being the warm variant, which is going to spawn in places like savannas. And then for the second category is going to be the cold variant, which is going to spawn in places like taigas. So if we head in this direction, I can show you on the map here that towards the bottom we have some taiga biome that is leading into some undiscovered chunks, which is good because we have to explore some new chunks if we want any of these new variants of mobs to spawn. And one very long boat ride later, we are officially at the edge of the new chunk borders. So I think I'm going to head through this river right here all the way into this area and see if we can spot any of the new variants of the cow, chicken, or pig. Looks like we've got a couple of chickens over here. Not quite what we're looking for though. Some wolf solver on this side. I definitely need to collect all of the wolf variants in a future episode, but for now that is not what we're looking for. It's unfortunately going to get dark here soon as well. Oh, which actually gives us a cool opportunity to see the new firefly bushes. That's not what I was expecting to pick up while we were out here, but let's see. Yeah, silk touch works on those. That's awesome. So it looks like we've got a couple of firefly bushes to bring home as well. And of course some new piggies. Not quite the ones we're looking for though. I think I found one. It is like blended into the background of the night, but I found one. 2. Okay, so, oh, no, I'm sorry. I need carrots. I believe you're still attracted to them, right? Excellent. Okay, so if we do carrots and a lead just for good measure, we can bring this guy over here. And I think we're only going to be able to take one back in the boat, unfortunately. So let's get this guy over to the water. And then if we place down our boat, we can kind of bring him towards it. And hopefully he sits. Oh, baby zombie. Baby zombie. 2 baby zombies. Oh my goodness. Nope. He's taking a joyride with the pig. Hold on. There we go. Alrighty. It is nighttime. He is shaking like he is afraid. But I think we have him all set up so that we can bring him all the way back home in our boat. This is just going to be 2 of 12 very long boat rides. Oh my goodness, this is I am not a big fan. I will not lie. I get in the boat. This is terrifying. Pigs don't trigger creepers, right? Okay, we're just gonna slowly back up and skirt. I think that was one of the most horrifying experiences I've ever had in Minecraft. And here we are, finally back at the island, safe and sound with our new piggy. So let's go ahead and get him out of the boat here. And then we can put him into the pen with all of his other buddies. And from what I understand, if I breed this guy with a regular pig, we actually have a chance of getting one that is his color. Looks like it didn't happen that time, but in theory that means we wouldn't have to get a second variation of this color, because if we keep breeding these guys, then eventually we'll get another one of that color, and then we'll just breed those 2 together. So that's 1 down. Now just 5 more to go. Let's hop back in our boat and go see if we can find them. Looks like we found ourselves the cold variant of the chicken for our next animal. I'll go ahead and try and steal him from this horde of zombies and then get him into a boat. I actually didn't realize that they now drop a different egg variant. That's kind of cool. Maybe we'll have to make a new farm for this guy's variant of eggs in the future. But for now, let's just focus on getting him home without dying. And now with our cold biome chicken safe in his chicken pen, we can go ahead and try breeding these guys up. And just like that, you can see we have the option of getting a cold biome chicken when we breed 2 different color chickens. And with this cow, this is the very last animal that we need to find in the cold biome. So similar to the other animals, let's get this guy towards the water, into a boat, and start bringing him home. And then finally, we can put him into the cow pen with the original cows. And now we just need all of the warm variants, starting with the cow, and then the chicken, and finally the pig. And now that we have both the warm and the cold variant of cow, as well as the warm and cold variant of our chickens, and finally the warm and cold variant of our piggies, which finally finishes off our pig pen project for today. And with that is officially all that I have for you guys in this episode. I'll continue to breed all of the pigs in the area between episodes, but we are pretty much completely done with this entire project. I personally thoroughly enjoyed doing this project, and I hope you guys also enjoyed watching the video. And if you did, don't forget to consider subscribing, because I would love to see you guys in the next episode. And speaking of next episodes, here's a couple that I think that you would enjoy.